Today's video is about a feminist author writing an article about a new documentary called The Red Pill. The film is largely based on the real oppression of men and men's rights today. And just so you know, feminists around the world despise the Red Pill documentary and want it banned from cinemas. The article is written by Lucy Gransbury, who seems to be not only biased against this film but also has not even watched the trailer, let alone the entire documentary. I will read her article and then add my comments following. Lucy writes, "Ladies and gents, it's been a big day for the internet. Palais Cinemas, a fantastic hipster-friendly cinema chain showing both art house and commercial films around Australia, made the decision to cancel the screening of a controversial new documentary called The Red Pill, after a petition with over 2,300 signatures was circulated demanding the cinema not show the misogynistic propaganda. Palais made a decision to cancel the Australian premiere of the film next month at the Kino Cinema in Melbourne, which was to be hosted by Men's Rights Melbourne. So, first things first, the Palais Cinemas in Melbourne have decided to stop the showing of the movie The Red Pill after feminists created an online petition. The petition was started by Susie Smith, who claimed that the film would spread misogynistic hate. Now, we don't even know who this Susie Smith character is. For all we know, she may not even live in Australia because Susie Smith is essentially a mystery person. So that is pretty weak from Change.org and Palais Theatres to censor the Red Pill screening. Lucy writes, "I actually think that they should show the film. The Red Pill film is described on its website as being a feature-length documentary about the men's rights movement. When a feminist filmmaker sets out to document the mysterious and polarizing world of the men's rights movement, she begins to question her own beliefs. The Red Pill chronicles Cassie Jaye's journey exploring an alternative perspective on gender equality, power and privilege." Lucy continues, "That's right. In case you didn't know, there are groups of men standing up to find and claim their missing rights after years of oppression." She's being sarcastic. Watching the 8-minute extended trailer gives good insight into the crux of the film. These men feel hard done by. They talk about high suicide rates and men going to war, true. They also talk about how men have been targeted by women for sexual assault and domestic violence, and they always get the raw end of the deal in court cases. Apparently, as a society, we value female life more than we value male life, and society won't let these men talk about their oppression, even though we've talked about women's issues for more than 50 years. You see, when men try and discuss these issues that concern us, feminists and other feminazi cunts just can't help but mock and ridicule the whole thing. Apparently high male suicide rates are hilarious, men getting blown up and gunned down in the army is funny, and every time a man loses the custody of his children and 75% of his possessions in a divorce court, well, according to feminists, this is fair and there's nothing wrong with the system. Because feminism, after all, is all about gender equality, you see. Lucy continues, "The feminist filmmaker Cassie Jaye supposedly went on a journey throughout the film and ended up being an idiot men's rights activist herself. She includes interviews and informed opinions from respected leaders of feminist groups, which, if she's a documentary filmmaker with any skill, should show both sides of the argument. However, given this petition was started because the film was seen as a misogynistic propaganda, it's supposedly lacking in balance." Yeah, but with a name like The Red Pill, one would assume that the film itself would highlight the injustice and show just how unfair and biased the system is against men. Most decent documentaries show both sides of the argument. Obviously for Cassie, who was a former feminist herself, it was enough to sway her against feminism in favor of becoming a men's rights activist. This is largely because feminism was created to empower women while at the same time putting down men, dividing men and women, and destroying relationships and the traditional marriages between the opposite sexes. Of course, feminazis don't want people to see this film. Lucy goes on to agree that the film should not have been banned from screening, stating the following, "I would hope that any self-respecting intelligent person can watch a documentary that shows strong opinions and still make up their own mind. Ask yourself, if you watch the propaganda film made by the campaign team of US presidential candidate Donald Trump, do you think you would suddenly be on his side hoping he wins the vote? Probably not. If you watch the documentary made by the Church of Scientology, would you suddenly be calling up your nearest branch to sign up? Hopefully not." Right, Lucy. "I like how all these feminists always mock Trump but never say a bad word against Hillary Clinton, comparing Trump with the Church of Scientology even." Anyway, she goes on with, "Only idiots would fall for propaganda, right? Right. And though that is still a scary thought given that there are a lot of idiots in the world, again, picture Trump rally, I'd like to think that if anything, this film will give both depressing insight and fire a fuel to the men and women who want gender equality. So more male and Donald Trump bashing from Lucy here with no real arguments. Just more blah blah blah, Trump is shit and men are scum, blah blah blah. Anyway, Lucy goes on with, in some ways, this petition did more damage than good, because the publicity around this film is now huge. A small screening may have gone unnoticed, but now the film has been on every news site in the country. I understand the reasoning behind the petition, I do, but people will watch it anyway. We shouldn't be afraid of people seeing this documentary. In fact, I want to see it. It'll help me form my arguments better for the dinner table. If I know exactly what the people who don't understand feminism are thinking, I can better form my explanations. Yeah, good luck with that. If you don't like the film, either don't see it or watch it and use it as a fuel. Fuel is good, censorship is bad. I agree with Lucy's last few paragraphs. I think it is great that the red pill is getting even more publicity than ever. Often even bad publicity is a good thing because it spreads the news far and wide, and whenever they try and ban or censor something, people develop an even bigger hunger for it. So maybe we should even thank Susie Smith and her feminazi army for raising more awareness about the red pill. And finally, this is probably one of the most important films to date that we have been waiting to see, so I encourage everyone out there to watch the red pill documentary and make up your own mind. Though to really understand something, you must walk in that person's shoes. And until feminists can really see what kind of gynocentric world we live in today, there is very little hope that things will change, because it's not the feminists that are shaping the world we live in and not the governments, but the invisible elite who govern the law, rules and policies around us covertly, while the majority of people are too blind to see the truth. If you have seen the red pill already, tell us in the comments below what you thought of it. Also, please support my channel, check the video description for more details. Thanks for watching, like this video and subscribe.